Hi, it's Mihai from freshforecast.com, and today we'll cover 3 points on avocado. The first one will be a long-term view, second one year-to-date 2016, and thirdly a weekly view. Let's look at the long-term view. We can see that the product has more than doubled between 2011 and 2015, and that growth is mainly driven by Mexico, the largest origin. But we can see that other origins are also increasing. So where does this growth go to? Obviously, who are the importing countries? So we can see, first of all, from Mexico that the dominant market is North America. But, and we will cover that a bit later as well, Europe is increasing in importance. And Mexico being as big as it is, this can change the balance in Europe. If we look at the split by market, we can see that North America has more than doubled. Europe has also more than doubled, but from a much smaller base. And that means there's potentially a lot of growth opportunity there in Europe. If we now look at different markets within Europe, we see that all the big players are growing strong. Of course, 2016 is incomplete. We're still in November. And if we look at the monthly exports, cumulative until September, let's do cumulative, until September, 48% growth versus last year. Very strong growth. If we compare the origins now, we can see Peru is the largest contributor to the absolute volume, but in terms of contribution to growth, we see Mexico and Chile are very close. So the structure of supply changes. Let's now look at the largest origin. And we look at Peru. Very strong growth from a high base. Strong double-digit growth, plus 26% year to date. If we now look at Mexico, the largest origin in the world, but not the largest in Europe, phenomenal growth from 14 to 40,000. We can see that 2 years ago this was 3,500 for the same period. So phenomenal growth for Mexico. And now Chile. If we look at Chile, we can see again very strong growth, not as strong as Mexico, but clearly growing faster than Peru. Let's compare now the market structure for these three origins. Let's begin with Peru. The largest origin, we can see that exports are quite concentrated in Holland, Spain, and the UK. And then Mexico, quite a different structure, significant exports to France, for example, which you don't see in the other origins. And then Chile, even more concentrated on Holland and the UK, and to a lesser extent to other markets. Let's now look at the monthly patterns in the season. So we'll compare different origins. Peru and Chile have consistent patterns throughout the years. But then we see the darker blue line at the bottom, Mexico. You see the growth of exports coming from Mexico, and we see that they also start earlier. Now let's look at Chile a bit more, and we move into the weekly view because we've seen strong growth in October. Will that continue in November? Let's look at avocado, right into Europe. So avocado exports from Chile to Europe, and the first 2 weeks of November have been quite weak, probably due to the strike, but then we see the third week is much more normal. So these are shipments that we expect to arrive in Europe around mid-December. I hope this helps you in your business. Success!